The $1,000,000 question a lot of people always ask me is, you know, why aren't the Carolinas on? Why aren't the Carolinas, you know, eating off of this music like how Atlanta is, and like Miami is, and how Houston is? And, you know, first off, you're trying to compare, you know, two states to a city, which, you know, to me is you know, hard to do in itself, because we're so diverse here in the Carolinas. I mean, just when you look at a state versus a city you're gonna have a lot of similar styles, a lot of similar production, a lot of people who are like-minded. But you know, you're trying to compare North and South Carolina, even if you just try to compare North Carolina or South Carolina to those places, you still have a huge majority of people who sound different. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Carolinas isn't as big musically as we should be, because, you know, we just have so many different styles, and with such a diverse area. You have people, you know, in North Carolina who you know, they sound like they're from New York. And you have people in South Carolina, you know, who country is I don't know what. Then you get further on down in South Carolina, like where I'm from, and everybody's Geechee. So it's like, you know, it was hard for the industry to figure out how to market and promote us to the world. I mean, people through North Carolina, South Carolina have been getting deals for years. Like that has never been a problem for us to get deals and get lucrative deals. I mean, more North Carolina artists have gotten deals than South Carolina, but you know, people are looking at, you know, well, really it depends on what your definition of blow up as, but I think people are looking at record sales and touring and shows and BET and MTV play and radio play as far as their definition of why we're not on. And in my eyes, that's why, you know, the industry has no idea what to do with the Carolina artists. And even now, you know, you have P.D. Pablo and J. Cole, but look at the gap in between those two. South Carolina, you know, you look at an artist like Lil Rue, you know, Def Jam really didn't know what to do with him. You know, despite any personal situations he may have had going on, like, I don't think, you know, they really knew how to market or promote Lil Rue. Also, there's a huge divide here between the DJs and the artists. I feel like we don't work together like how we should. I feel like there's some sense of entitlement where, you know, the DJs feel like the artist should kiss their ass, and the artist feels like DJs should kiss their ass, and, you know, everybody feels like, you know, they're bigger than what they really are. And, you know, me personally, I've been in a predicament. You know, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I've been in a situation where, you know, millions of dollars have been offered to me as far as, you know, a budget for putting out an album. And, you know, I've been paid to work with different artists, you know, who are from different areas, and I've worked with a lot of record labels, a lot of managers, a lot of artists, and I've been in a position to be able to see the overall, you know, situation as far as the music industry is concerned, and a lot of these people haven't been blessed enough to see what I've seen. And I see that, you know, until we support each other the right way, you know, we'll never make it. You know, I've been around these artists from Atlanta and Miami and New York and Houston, and I've worked with them whenever they were on their way up, you know, whenever they were trying to come up, I should say, and, you know, they were basically nobodies. And, you know, the minute they get some money, you know, they go pay Drama to do their mixtape, they go pay Scream, they go pay Michael Watts, they go pay Khaled and DJ Ideal, and, you know, I'm sitting back left holding the bag like, wow, you know, like I worked with you and these people wouldn't even look your direction, you know, and this is how I get rewarded, you know. So my mentality is a whole lot different. My mentality is, if I'm gonna help somebody, if I'm gonna take the time to play a record that nobody has heard, if I'm gonna take the time to work with an artist that nobody cares about, it's gonna be an artist from the Carolinas. You know, that way, whenever the money starts coming in, you know, I have a better chance of being looked out for. You know, I have a better chance of somebody, you know, paying it forward. You know what I'm saying? I have a different mentality, I guess, you know, on how the game should be. And a lot of these other DJs, they feel like, you know, they're gonna go run behind these artists from these different areas versus looking out for their own. You know, I mean, I use them as an example now. You know, I've used different people as an example over the years. But you know, let's take for instance Future. For the longest, nobody knew who Future was. You know, we didn't even know he was on the Racks on Racks song. But the minute, you know, he started coming from out of YC's shadow, if that's what you want to call it, you know, you have all these Carolina DJs playing Future. And I'm sitting here saying, if you're gonna put this time and effort into somebody who you don't know, never met, has pretty decent music, you know, he's a cool fella, I met him before, you know, and you know, really pump his records and book him to do shows, you know, and get him to a point where people will book him to do shows. Why you can't do that for us here? Like the DJs in Atlanta built Future up, and now we running to go latch on to him. You know, when we could do the same thing to our people here. You know, I talk to artists all the time who say, you know, yo, I'm trying to get a heavy buzz in the Carolinas, bro. I'm trying to get on in the Carolinas, man. All the money out there, man. Give me some shows, give me some radio play, give me some this, give me some that. And I just personally feel like, man, if they're not about to do the same back, we shouldn't even deal with them. You know, period. And that goes for artists and DJs, because a lot of artists, they'll run and go do mixtapes with, you know, like I said before, Drama and Scream and DJ 5150 and all these other DJs. You know, when you have people like me, DJ Dice, Cannon Bannon, Barry B, people who've been doing mixtapes and move hundreds of thousands of mixtapes right here locally, you know, who can give you that exposure that you need, you know, and give you just as much exposure as anybody else, you know, that y'all overlook, you know, just because you wanna look like how they look in ATL, you know, you wanna look like how they look down there in Florida, you know. I mean, to me, like I said, I guess if you want to put it in this aspect, I've been to the mountaintop. I've been able to look down and look over the valley, and you know, see that what you may think is sweet down there isn't sweet whenever you're looking at it from a different angle, from a different perspective. And I feel like until you know, other people see it the way I see it, or see it the correct way, you know, they living in the matrix, man. You know, and we'll never get any further than where we are now.